So after cutting those doorways on the interior walls, the next thing we're going to do is mark out where the windows and doors are going to go on the exterior walls. So to start off with, we need to look at the dimensions of where those are going to go and what sizes they are. On my webpage, there is a Google Doc that's called Window and Door Locations, Tiny House Window and Door Locations. This is it, and it shows each side of the house and gives you the dimensions for each of those, and I'll walk you through a couple of those before you try it on your own. So to start with here, this is the front side. So looking at SketchUp, that is by Steve here, and it needs to be the short side, so it would be this side here. I'm going to tip it up so I'm looking at it fairly head on and zoom in so it fills most of my screen like this. Okay, we're going to start on the left side with our door. It is 2 feet 6 from the left side of the outside to the left side of our door. And then our door is 2 feet 8 inches wide. So I'm going to jump back to SketchUp. T for tape measure. Pick somewhere along the edge, don't pick a corner. Somewhere along the edge. Click and release. That's going to be the red direction. 2 feet 6. Remember, that's 2'6". Enter. And then I'm going to come again. This would be for the other edge of the door. 2 feet 8. Enter. My height for all the doors and windows is going to be the same, and that is 6'8", or in inches it'd be 80 inches tall. The top of the doors and the top of the windows will line up all the way around. So that won't change. I'm going to snap from the top of the floor rather than the bottom. This would be like from the interior surface of the floor. I'm going to pick somewhere along that edge, click and release with my tape measure. It would be the blue direction, and then I'll type 80 inches. Enter. Okay, this is where my door is going to go, and I'm going to keep marking out where my window is going to go next. So it is 3'5" from the right edge, and then my window itself is 4 foot by 4 foot. So tape measure from the right edge, 3 feet 5, enter. This would be my starting place. And I could mark this out in guidelines, or I could just use my line tool now, because I could go this way 4 feet, down 4 feet, and then just continue to connect those dots with my guidelines. There would be my window, and then my door I can do the same thing either with the line tool, or I could use the rectangle tool, R for rectangle. I'm going to click and go corner to corner, just like that. Then, once we have those marked out, they should be in their own individual face like that. That looks correct. Then we're going to use our push-pull tool. So P for push-pull. Click, and we need to kind of slide towards the front, or towards the back really, of your trackpad, like you're scrolling towards your keys. And wait till it says on face like this. It'll kind of glitch out. That means you're selecting the other face of the wall. Click, and it will cut that hole out like that and like that. To clean this up, we can get rid of those guidelines if we want. So we're going to go Edit, Delete Guides, and now we're going to move our way to the next side. So that's the front. We're going to look at the right side next. So we're going to spin this way, and then do the same thing. I know my height for these from the top of the floor is going to be 80 inches again. So I'm going to put that in. And then as I look back at my right side, this one, it says is 4 foot over from the left edge, and then my window is 2 foot wide, 4 feet tall. So I'm going to snap from the left edge, 4 feet. And then my rectangle, I'm going to use my rectangle tool. You can try this. I know this is my starting point, so I'm going to click, release, and then drag it in the direction, just kind of the ballpark shape that I want, meaning it's taller than it is wide, not like this. Now, as I look at my numbers, the dimensions in the bottom right-hand corner of my screen, whichever number is first is telling me which number I want to type first, because this right now says it's 4 foot 8 and 3/16, comma, 2 foot 5 1/4. Okay? All we care about is which number is bigger to match the proportions of our window. So in this case, it tells me the big number is first. So I'm going to type 4 foot, comma, 2 foot, enter. Now if I did it backwards, you would end up with, if you did 2 foot, comma, 4 foot, it would go the wrong direction. That's what we're trying to determine by looking at the dimensions in that bottom right-hand screen when you have it the approximate shape that it's supposed to be. This is the only window on this side, so then again we would click, push, pull. Sometimes it's difficult if you're looking at it too head-on like this, so you could try orbiting to the side like this, so you're looking at it a little bit more of a 3D view, and then push pull till it says on face. You will continue to do the last two sides. There's a window on the back and two on the left side here, and those dimensions are all located on this Google Doc.